It started with my dad about 25 to 30 years ago. And before he opened the business, he was working in central London for various restaurant chains. The quality of raw materials and how your dish is made is very important. That's what makes you distinctive out of all the other foodies or caterers there. His recipes are things that he developed right from the beginning from his mum. We got the contract for 10 Downing Street. It was a Diwali event happening in number 10, obviously with Rishi Sunak. And there was so many Hollywood stars there, high net worth individuals. I've got this great infrastructure and the passion that my dad has for this business. And I think it grew on me.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Entrepreneur TV. Now, those of you who know me know I love my food, and today I have a very special guest. He does so much beautiful Asian cuisine. When I looked at his website, I literally was hoping he would bring me in one of his special vegetable samosas. Yeah, I'm hungry already, but I want to introduce to you Raj from Mira Caterers. Hello, Raj. Thank you so much for coming in.
Hi, thank you for joining.
Yeah, so you've come all the way from London, and I just want to talk a little bit first about your business and sort of how it started, because I believe it started around over 25 years ago, but you don't look old enough.
Yeah. So initially it started with my dad about 25 to 30 years ago. And before he opened the business, he was working in central London for various restaurant chains. Obviously back in the day when he came from India, he needed a job and his passion was to cook right from the beginning. So he joined these he had experience in all these restaurants. Then he said, oh, I don't want to do this. I want to open my own. So he then opened Mira Catering, which then did catering services for weddings, corporate events, on a large scale. You know, Indian weddings, you get a minimum
Yes.
of about 1,000 people. So to cater that market, he wanted to do that. And his sole passion was to feed people.
I think that's literally how he is now, because I know when I was sort of trying to extract some great dishes from you, you were saying, you know, that your father just can't cook for a small amount. It's got to feed the whole street.
Yeah, so he's never cooked in my house ever because he physically can't cook for 5 people.
Wow.
He's only can cook for 500 people.
And I mean, the food that you do is amazing. You can tell that you put true care into every dish that you do.
Yeah, I think it's really important. The quality of raw materials and how your dish is made is very important. That's what makes you distinctive out of all the other foodies or caterers there. His recipes are things that he developed right from the beginning, from his mum, from the grandmother.
Wow.
So that's what the speciality relies on.
And I think that's important, isn't it, to have that heritage and knowing what you're cooking, because I also said to you that, you know, we have all different types of Asian cuisine over here, especially in England, but it has been slightly anglicised. You get something traditional and the taste is on another level.
Traditional is always the best. But I think a lot of dishes now are becoming more like Indo fusions.
Yeah.
So you get like Indo-Chinese, like South Indian is turning more into other recipes such as like Western flavors are coming into the Indian like mixing.
But you specialise in particularly in vegetarian, don't you?
So we're pure vegetarian. Many people think that, oh, vegetarian, there's not much you can eat. But we have over 500 dishes.
Wow, 500?
Yeah, that we make.
That's a lot. How do you keep on top of all that?
Well, my job is to run. I cannot cook. Everyone always asks me, you run a food business, but you can't cook.
Oh,
Uber runs a...
Dad's a different kettle of fish, isn't he?
Yeah.
Is he the one with all those recipes in the head there?
All his recipes are in the head. He hasn't written any recipe on paper.
So I can't steal a cookbook then?
So you can't, no.
People
will try, oh, how do you make this? How do you make that? But he's someone that if say you came to my restaurant and asked, oh, how do you make this certain dish? I want to make it at home. And you ask my dad, and he'll give you the whole recipe.
Oh.
So he's someone like, he wants you to be, he will feel happy if you were happy making a certain dish that you liked.
That's so sweet of him. You see, the thing is as well with vegetarian cookery, I know, being a foodie, doing recipes myself, that everybody thinks that vegetarian food is bland, boring. And for the most part, maybe for the English, it is. But you have so many different flavour levels and ingredients. And I think as well, everyone thinks it has to be super hot, but that's not the case, is it?
Wow. Everyone assumes Indian food is always spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but definitely not. There's so much flavour, so much like masala going into it, so much different sauces that's being made and coming together to make a certain dish is not basic.
No,
like a McDonald's. It's not like a McDonald's.
Oh. No, definitely not. But the other thing is that, you know, and I really do want you to drop the mic and just tell us some of the people you have worked for, because I believe you even have catered for 10 Downing Street.
Yeah, that was for, I think 2 years ago. We got the contract for 10 Downing Street. It was a Diwali event happening in number 10, obviously with Rishi Sunak. And there was so many Bollywood stars there, high net worth individuals. And obviously in number 10 Downing Street, you cannot capture anything. So, but it was an honor to see how all these high net worth people and famous people were enjoying the food. Sonam Kapoor, Indian actress, actually commented on one of the dishes, asparagus kanvi, and it was on the newspaper in India.
Wow.
That she's never seen this before, and she tried it here.
Just, did the nerves kicking a little bit? You know, was Dad a little bit nervous before he was going into all this?
So, yeah, he was nervous. He said, first he said, what, number 10 Downing Street? What are you talking about? I said, yeah, they're doing a Diwali event. We're doing the catering. This is what they want. And we basically came up with a new menu that we haven't done before.
That was brave.
Yeah. So like different salads, different canopy dishes, which is not something that wasn't a basic item on our menu. No. We came up with the new items. So even that, for it to be a hit, and we came up with like these specific dishes just for that event.
That must have taken nerves of steel, because the other thing that you do as well is live cookery. And as a person who's done cookery demos, it is a little bit of a nerve-wracking experience. So, you know, how do you keep it all together? So
for live cookery, we mainly focus on 3 things. Pizza, but like a Kenyan style pizza. We cook it in a barbecue, not in a pizza oven, live. So a guest can see their pizza going into the oven and all that kind of thing. And we do like a South Indian dish called dosa.
Yes.
Where we do it live on a plate. It's basically like a crepe, like a large crepe. And we do all that live. And also like Indo-Chinese woking. When you go to, say, like a Japanese restaurant, you can see him making your food. We want to capture that experience and take it to, say, a person's house.
Yeah. So you do a lot of different types of events. So I would say you've mentioned weddings and other corporate events, but you travel around the globe as well. Just some of the places, tell us some of the places that you have cooked at.
I think international catering is one of the best. It's what drives me in the business. I enjoy it the most. We recently went to Argentina, Ushuaia, which is known for being end of the world.
Yes.
It's the furthest place you can go to. It's about 20 hours over 3 planes. They've never heard of Indian food ever in their life. So we went there and we had an event, like a religious event for 10 days. And we cooked at a hotel. And we taught all the Argentinian chefs how to make Indian food. So obviously empanadas is an Argentinian dish.
Yeah.
So we told them make samosa style empanadas. And to teach them, and the way they were so intrigued by our cooking, how we are cooking, what flavors we are using, it was a remarkable experience.
I mean, how do you step out from, like, you know, there's your dad. He set up all those years ago, cooking for other people, then having his own restaurant, to going international. I mean, that's a big step. You know, how did actually it start?
It actually started when my dad first opened the business. Truly not, this is a true story. When he first opened, he bought a warehouse. There was nothing in the warehouse. It was empty. He then wanted to put all the cooking equipment in the warehouse. As soon as he was walking out the door one evening, about 6 o'clock, a man came in a car park and said, "Oh, he was local to where the warehouse was." He said, "I've got an event at Wembley Arena on this day for 10 days, 10,000 people a day. Can you do the catering? Or can you give me a quote for the catering?" This is the menu. He printed the menu and he gave it to him. My dad said, "Who is this guy? I'm just about to leave. Are you being serious?" He said, and he was like, "Yeah, they're serious." He said, "I want to try your food. I've never tried your food. So I don't know. For an event this big, I need to know." So he said, he gave my dad the menu. He said, "Can you give me 1 day's worth of food to try? Send it to my house." My dad gave him all 10 days food, every single thing on the item, and he sent it all to his house. And he was like so amazed. He said, "Okay, you've got the contract." My dad says, "I don't have any equipment." He wrote him a check there and then for an X amount and said, "Go buy your equipment, whatever you need. The event is yours." Now that person is now Lord. His name is Lord Popper, who's in Conservative. He does a lot of events, religious events around the world, which we cater for, such as Athens. We're doing Switzerland. We're doing Poland. And from that is when it first started. And obviously people then knew about we're going to all these places, Bodrum, Turkey, all these kind of places. And weddings now are more abroad. People are looking to do more weddings abroad. So that's where we tie in.
I mean, he sounds such an extraordinary man. I mean, just bringing you up, you know, as a child, you know, did you have a strong work ethic, I would imagine, from a very young age yourself?
Yes, I did, yes. So when I was young, I used to be looking at or calling, you know, the Sky bill, the phone bill, looking at all these assets when I was about, I don't know, 12, which is not a normal 12-year-old thing to do. Yeah, I was like thinking, organizing basically.
Yeah.
And I went to uni, did my master's, and initially I was not driven to go into the business. I thought I would be, you know, an investment banker or a London boy. But then I thought I've got this great infrastructure and the passion that my dad has for this business, and I think it grew on me. I became foodie. I love food, so I thought, why not? Let me go into the business and push it, and let me help him. You know,
I think that's a good thing, because there you are. You've got a certain set of skills and Dad's got another set of skills.
Yeah.
I mean, I would imagine that you have an amazing team behind you of individuals.
So we've got about 80 people in total that we manage across our stores and the catering. When we go abroad, we take 20 people roughly.
Wow.
So quite a big team. And I think managing it all is obviously hard work.
Yeah.
But it comes you just, because you're so used to doing it, it becomes a normal and after.
I mean, any business is hard work, and sometimes we get those days where we just think, oh, I can't be dealing
Yeah.
with this. You know, is there any days where you actually wake up and think, oh, I'm done? Or do you think, no, I know why I do this?
Yeah, I think it's the second option because although it's hard work, long
Yeah.
hours, but that at the end of the day, you're doing it for a reason, right?
Yeah.
If it's your passion, if you want to feed people, which what I want to do, we go by our ethos: love all, serve all.
I heard that. That's a lovely quote that you have.
Yeah,
It's love for everybody. And I think that's the whole thing, isn't it? We're living in a bit of a toxic world at the minute. No two ways about it. And, you know, I always say that food as well is it's a great barrier breaker. You know, when you've got
Makes you
food
happy.
and conversation, it is a wonderful thing,
Yeah.
isn't it?
It makes everyone happy. You can't be angry and eating. So
No,
it's
most definitely. But you know, like with your team, and obviously it's a tight knit team, and you've got those trusted individuals. You know, even just managing them, like I would imagine that's part of your job that
Yeah.
you do. You know, how difficult is it to juggle all the balls up in the air at once sometimes?
it's sometimes really difficult because different personalities. Obviously, in a cooking environment, it's not very la-di-da. It's always hectic.
Yeah.
Chefs shouting. This is all loud. So to manage people's like temper and all that kind of things is just something that okay, work is work. At the end of the day, you have a conversation. You have a few like jokes, and it's all becomes like a family.
A
really.
family, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's lovely because that's important. You know, the other thing I wanted to touch upon, because I mean, you are a young person,
Yeah.
unlike me. But you know, there are a lot of young people out there, and they think that success comes literally overnight without doing very much. I'm sure you're going to say to them, absolutely not.
Yeah, that is not. I don't even know what to say. It's so hard. In the beginning, I thought, okay, it'll be easy because you don't really know when you join a family business or any business. You think it wouldn't be that difficult,
Mm.
But after going into it, the amount of things that you need to do that you don't think of at the time is because if you're in a corporate environment,
Yeah.
you have a base, you have the managers there, you have someone to go to if you don't know anything or
Yeah.
if you want to figure something out. But whereas me, I have to figure it myself. I can't go to someone above me because there's no one above me.
You
Yeah.
are it.
Yeah, exactly. You have to find the solutions. You have to solve the problems yourself. So all that work takes a turn.
And it's not like 9 to 5, is it, Raj?
No, it's about 9 to 9 or sometimes all night. Especially with like the big events that we do.
Yeah.
Our kitchen runs 24 hours over the period.
Where do you
So-
get your energy from? How do you keep that energy up? You must
So-
find some work lifestyle
Yeah.
balance.
So as I developed in the business, you learn how to put things in place so you don't actively have to be there.
Yeah.
That's where I find the personal work balance. Obviously, I go to the gym. I need to keep fit, play paddle.
Ah.
So I think that's important in terms of switching from a business and personal because it helps you, relieve the stress
Yeah.
and just make you think of other things that you don't always want to think about every day.
We also have a lot of youngsters watch this channel. And, for anybody wanting to go into this type of business, maybe it's other types of catering, maybe it's to have their own restaurant. What's one piece of advice you would give them now to help them on their journey?
I think the restaurant business is a very hard business because of the amount of competition you have.
Yeah.
So someone who is wanting to go into catering or food, they have to have come up with a menu or dishes that no one else does.
Yeah.
You have to be different, because if 100 other restaurants are doing the same dish,
Yeah.
why would they come to
Exactly.
yours, right?
And would they have to have some sort of passion behind them
Yeah.
to love what they do?
Yeah, that's the most important. That's how you create your brand, I think. It's the original passion, initial passion that you have, which generates and helps you boost your brand.
I mean, you don't just do the catering. I mean, you have restaurants and takeaway now in London.
Yeah.
I mean, again, you're expanding gradually. Does that expansion sometimes, sort of keep you awake at night, or do you think, no, we're going for this?
I think about it at night, but truth be told, that in the night, I come up with the best ideas.
Really?
When I'm relaxed, I was thinking, oh, what dish can I introduce now? Let me go on, let me find something. Oh, what's this new idea I could do?
Yeah.
Think about. We are actually expanding. We've just opened a new branch 3 weeks ago, and our next one, I think, is going to be in central London.
Gosh.
We're looking to go to Central Market now, and keep growing.
Keep growing. The other thing that I love about your family and your company is the charitable side. Just explain some of the things that you do for charity.
So in the beginning, my dad, we still do this now. We give meals, pre-packed meals to in London. We're part of a group called the Sewa Community Group. We feed about, I think, 8,000 homeless people around London in the week also. We also, obviously during the pandemic, we opened our warehouse to create meals for the NHS workers, where we brought in all the local communities and businesses who are donating, and we were using that money to make meals.
Gosh.
So I think for my passion and also my dad's passion, he's always wanting to feed the homeless.
He's giving back, isn't he?
That was his one goal. Yeah.
It's good having a good business, but giving back.
Yeah.
And he's doing it so well.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, Raj, I could talk to you all day. And you are going to get my quick fire questions now. Is there an English dish that you actually love to eat?
I think it's going to be rice pudding.
Oh, yeah. But you do something very similar, don't you? In India, they have something very similar, like a rice type pudding.
Yeah, we do like a biryani and things like that. But, it's something that just has flavor.
Yeah, that nutmeg and everything in it.
The nutmeg, the chili, the garlic.
I'm hungry. I was going to say, what is your favourite dish that you cook? But you say you don't cook.
Yeah.
Okay, who else? See if somebody else could cook.
I can tell you a favourite dish that I like on my dad's.
Oh, go on for it.
His chili paneer. Chili paneer is the number one eaten dish for Asians. It's everyone loves it. It's like a starter. You can eat it with a naan. It's just it's the best. If you like cheese.
I'm going to have to just come and try that. I'm for definite. Also, I had a very dodgy samosa the other day, and I love a samosa. What shouldn't go in a samosa that I had the other day, Raj?
A mince. Mince samosa. I've never heard of that.
It was utterly gross. I don't know what they thought they were doing, but stop that right now.
Have you had a pizza samosa?
No.
We do pizza samosas. And it's
I am missing out. Big time. What's your favourite sweet treat?
Sweet treat. Gotta be cheesecake. That's my favourite. Baked cheesecake is my favourite.
It is absolutely delicious. Do you do anything sort of like that within the restaurant? Any sort of
we do mango cheesecake. We try infuse like gulab jamun cheesecake, so we could get the Indianness out of the dessert.
Did I see another one of my favourite words, gelato?
Oh yes, gelato. So the gelato we first did for an event in Wembley Arena for a religious event. We made 150,000 gelato ice creams.
150,000.
Yeah.
That is phenomenal. I don't know where your dad and the team starts with thinking about the ingredients and how much they need. And it's mind blowing. And finally, if you could cook for anyone in the world, who would it be?
Well, it's got to be Gordon Ramsay. Although he's a specialist in his field, I'm not sure if he's that specialist in Indian food. So it would be fun to see how he makes dishes or what he thinks of if my dad made a dish.
Yeah, Gordon, the challenge is on there. I think you need to hit off to Mira. Well, do you know what, Raj? Thank you so much for coming in. We've learned so much about your company, what you do, what keeps that spark going. You truly are inspiring. And I mean that most genuinely, because, we've got this next generation of people coming up, and it's people like you, entrepreneurs like you, who just inspire that next generation. And if you've got an event, it doesn't matter where you are because they go worldwide, why not give Raj a call here from Mira Caterers? We're going to put all the details below. But trust me, once you go on their website, you're going to feel very, very hungry. So that is a warning to you. And don't forget, if you want to join me on a podcast, all the details are below. Raj, thank you so much for coming in. You and your lovely partner, who is just an absolute delight as well. It's been a pleasure. An absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
And when I come to London, I'm going to come. I'm coming and knocking because I want to try some of that chili paneer for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.